Hey community, it's Pastor Brett with today's daily Bible reading. We're going to jump right into Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8, verses 18 through 25. And I hope that it helps reframe for us what we think of when we think about suffering, when we think about groaning, when we think about challenges and difficulties in this life. And that even when those things come, there is a way to experience God and his provision and his care and his bounty, even in those moments. Let's look at Romans chapter 8 and take it from there. Paul, writing to the church in Rome, says this: I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. For the creation was subjected to frustration, not by its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay, and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. We know that the whole creation has been groaning, as in the pains of childbirth, right up to this present time. Not only so, but we ourselves, who are the first fruits of the Spirit, we groan inwardly as we wait eagerly for our adoption to sonship, the redemption of our bodies. For in this hope we were saved. But hope that is seen is not hope at all. Who hopes for what they already have? But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. Paul here helps us kind of consider what it is to suffer, what it is to groan. He says that creation itself and the Spirit within us groan. What's he pointing us to? To redemption. Paul's reminding us that our suffering can actually point us to God's salvation. Our groaning, and the groaning of the earth around us. I mean, just think, right? The beauty of the mountains and the majesty of the sea, and yet it's groaning. It's wanting God's redemption to be clear. It's waiting to be kind of caught up in the story of what God is doing in our lives. Because it's been subjected. Because all of creation has been tarnished by sin. And so creation groans. But in that groaning, we're pointed to God's redemption. My heart and your heart, we groan, it says, as those eagerly waiting our adoption. You see, this groan that we have, that creation around us has, it's pointing us somewhere. It's pointing us, here I think Paul says, for you and I, it points us to our adoption. It reminds us that, hold on, God has called you his own. God has called you his beloved. God is coming for you. You've been saved by the work that Jesus has done, and one day Jesus will come and rescue his children and redeem this earth. Sometimes that suffering points us to a deeper desire. Sometimes the groaning that we experience in this world all around us, and sometimes in our own hearts, it can point us to a desire that we have for God's redemption to be revealed, for his adoption to come to its fulfillment. Kind of reframes what it looks like to suffer, doesn't it? Kind of reframes some of the difficulties we have in this fallen world. Paul says here, and so we wait. We wait patiently. We wait patiently through the ups and downs of life, through the groaning and the toil and the suffering sometimes. We wait. Because hope isn't hope if it's here, right? He says hope is hope when we haven't seen it yet. And in that hope, that's the source of our salvation. So we wait. We wait, trusting that the groaning in our hearts will find its fulfillment because of the work of Jesus. We wait even when life doesn't always go our way, because we trust and we believe in a God who is going to bring all things to completion. Make all things right. Bring it all together in Jesus for us. And so this week, today even, as maybe you experience a groaning in your heart for what, a dissatisfaction with what is, and a longing for what could be or what will be in God, let that groaning, even that moment of disappointment, even that minor suffering, may it point us to the promise. May it point us back to Jesus. May it point us to redemption. May it point us to the voice that God speaks over you, beloved. I hope that reframing helps you today with whatever you go through, whatever you're experiencing. And may those groanings in life point you back to God. God bless community. Can't wait to connect with you this weekend.